Hey, how you doing? This is Tom. Welcome to my workshop. This is Tom's Radio Room Show. And today we're going to talk about this Eton Executive Satellit. I did a review of this last month. Was kind of disappointed. And today I'm going to talk about the good and the bad and the ugly of this radio. I really want to like this radio. This is one of the newest radios on the market, and I really was hoping that it would be perfect, similar to the old Grundig satellite radios. Well, maybe they weren't perfect, but they were, in my mind, the top of the list. First, talk about the good. It's scanning right now the international broadcast bands, and I'm only using the built-in telescopic antenna, and it's doing a good job of finding stations, and it's also doing a good job of not finding medium wave band stations bleeding over into shortwave. Now, it's early in the morning. It's about 7:15 here in somewhere in the world, Clearwater, Florida. And so I'm going to receive mainly the lower frequencies, something below 9 megahertz. And it's doing a good job. It's found, oh gosh, maybe 8 or 9 stations in that pass. And it's the scan mode I'm in right now is continuous. So it keeps looking and keeps looking. And when it gets a signal that it's a strong signal, it'll stop and let you decide whether you want to listen to it. So anyway, so that's the good. This is a good receiver. If you go over to Oxford Shortwave Channel, he's doing a bunch of reception reports, and he's getting very good results. So that's the good. The bad is, and this is not unique to this radio, is something that I personally, it drives me nuts, is muting while you're tuning, while you're manually tuning. It mutes the signal and you have to stop, wait for half a second, and then it brings the audio back up. That's something I'm just going to have to learn to get used to, because all of your, or I think most of your newer radios that have a DSP in them are going to have that characteristic. So it's just something I've got to get over. Like my friend says, when I start whining about something, just get over it and go on. Okay, now the bad. And here's the bad, and I'll try to show it to you. And first I'll zoom in. And maybe I'll move this around a little bit. And I'll zoom as far as I can with the camera. There, that's about it. And we're going to do a close inspection. Now, you'd say, well, why do you worry about that? To me, it's an indication of quality. And what I'm talking about is the markings on this radio. For instance, if we look down here and see if I can get it in focused here, which I can't. I'm not doing a very good job. And I'm getting reflections and everything else. And there it's coming in. Okay, I don't know if this is going to show up, but that button right, the small button right there, it says sync and I believe RDS. The number one, the printing is not centered. Number two, it's skewed, it's crooked. So, and let's go on here. Let's look up here at the function buttons. Again, I don't know if it's going to show up on my camera very well, but some of the, like the F3, it's not centered. We come over here and the printing on that button right there, right above line in, is light. It didn't get printed dark enough. Now, I think And here's one. I don't know if I can get the focus right. Whoops. It's crooked. The button lettering above the word edit is crooked. It's supposed to say light. It's crooked. So, to me, that's kind of a indication of poor quality. Now, Clive over at Oxford is getting excellent results with his in reception. I am getting pretty good results. Not excellent by any means, but pretty good. That's probably the difference from radio to radio. Again, a quality control problem. Maybe it's his location. Maybe it's his location. Now, I'm not trying to compare the stations he receives to me receiving the same stations here, because I am in around the world from him. And so I'm not trying to compare that. I'm just comparing overall reception. Like I said, this radio is pretty good, but it's not excellent. It appears from his experience, his is excellent. So that's a difference. Also, if you look at, let me slide it over here without knocking off. Look at that word Eton right here. That is just kind of stenciled on. Use this radio a lot, and all this printing is going to come off. For instance, we go up here at the top, the word Grundig. That's in a vulnerable place because the cover comes down and it rides right against that. That's going to rub off. Same way with the word satellite. It's going to rub off. So I know I'm being picky, and I'm using a magnifying glass to show you how much I'm picky, but it's just, to me, I'm just not impressed with this radio as far as the physical look and feel of the radio. Now, this radio retails for like $200. $200 for a small portable radio. You would expect something pretty nice for $200. Now, granted, there's radios you can pay thousands of dollars for, and you expect them to be great, and they usually are. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too picky, getting senile and grumpy in my old age. I don't know. What do you think? I could say it's a good receiver, has a lot of nice functions, but $200, I can't justify. I could justify $150, but beyond that, it's just too much. Now, like most new items, they'll come down in price over the months. But right now, this is expensive for what it is, what it does, and how well it does it. And this plastic, this silver plastic, I hate the silver plastic. They put it in vehicles nowadays, and it makes the vehicles look so cheap. I'd rather have black. I'd rather have black. Which its predecessor, which is what Clive has, is black. This is the second generation of this radio. The first one of these radios came out in about 2 years ago, I think. And I was not impressed with it either. Not for the same reasons, but why I was disappointed in that radio is that was the first time I saw a new Grundig satellite radio. And if you go back to all its predecessors, they are large radios. They're portables. Many of them are portables, some are not. But they're large radios. They got big dials, so they're easy to tune. They got a big display. They're easy to read. And then they come up with this thing and call it a satellite. I don't know. It's why did you use that name on this radio? It kind of kills the satellite model. And it's probably I don't know if they'll ever come out with another bigger like most of my satellite, Grundig, not Eton, Grundig satellite radios, are at least twice the size of this one. My 800 is 5 times the size of this. So I would have felt a lot better if they had called it something else, not the satellite. So much for my rant. If you enjoyed the show, please give me a thumbs up. If you have some comments, leave the comments. If you don't want to leave a comment, send me an email on TRRS73@gmail.com, and I promise I won't repeat it on the air. Okay? Have a great day. Bye-bye.